It's just one room. It can't take very long, can it? So we go into this corner outlet because this one's going to be the easy outlet to do. These little fingers are pushed up inside the outlet hole so that it, just like the wings on the other old work boxes that we're using. And then they sit like this, and then what they do is they fold them over like this, and then it falls off. What it really does is it then holds that tight up on the inside of the wall. That's what that does, okay? So that was actually really easy to pull out. My guess it's probably the only one in the house like that. And so I found a little odd that this wire went over to the side. So a great diagnostic tool, if you don't, if you've never thought about using it, is to stick your phone in there. Now here's the footage. And so it looks like that this outlet was daisy chained to an outlet from the adjacent bedroom. And then, did you see that? Did you see that cable, that freaking cable going up into the ceiling? Let's hit the instant replay and look at that again. Braided cloth going into that outlet. There's a black cable that, and look at that. That cable, she be going up into the attic space. So what was going to be a really easy pull this outlet box, put a new one in, and then just drop a line down to the bottom. Now we can't do that. Why? Because now we have to figure out where that other freaking cable goes. So we know this wire goes into an outlet on the other side of this space, the other side of this wall in a bedroom. And then there's a wire that's coming up. So I couldn't see where it was going, so I crawled up into the attic, into the space where our house juts out, which is difficult for a man of my size to do because it's like trying to stuff a walrus in a shoebox. Got back there, could not find anything at all in regards to a wire up there. So now, let's see if I can. So now I've got a scope, a little inspection scope, and lo and behold, it goes into a 2x4. It goes into the next room. So all of the walrus stuffing in a shoebox was for naught. Once again, why this process doesn't go very fast, and that's mostly because you're just looking around trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And it only took all this stuff to get this metal box out. I was only quasi-destructive. Which for me is a pretty good victory. Got the hole drilled. You can see we're in the hole, bringing back my old endoscopy days. And so now we can run that piece of Romex down along the joist underneath here. We can bring them to here. That's the easy one. Then we go from there to here. But the first thing we have to do is we either have to figure out, can we utilize that box? And if we can't, what's the best way, again, to get it out? I kind of have an idea how not to do it. So it's the other part, the doing it, that's a little tough. I think we found a pretty decent way to cut at least these single gang metal boxes out. I'm trying to find a situation where I can leave these in place, but this one's particularly difficult because I'm coming in from the bottom and then I'm going out through the top. So what I've actually found works really well is the old DeWalt angle grinder. And I just plunge cut that into the wall to cut to get the plaster. I actually just scored it with a knife. I may not even have to do that. And then you can see where I have cut the bracket off right there. There's the bracket. So that's been cut off nice and smooth. So now all I have to do is get the oscillating tool with I've got a gold grout cleaner bit on it, and that actually works fairly well in trying to abrade this. Now we'll see if I can get away with minimum destruction trying to get this widened out to the point where it will accept the old work box. All right, now we're at the problem child box. You would think that with this size of an opening that there would be a small one gang box like this behind there, because this is what we have been pulling out of the house, are these small one gang boxes. But for some reason, of which I am currently devoid of understanding, we have a regular 2-gang metal box behind there that's this big. I have 2 holes here on this bottom plate and on this top plate, and I have 3 holes on the side, on this side and that side. Oddly enough, just like this. Now I'm trying to look for an opportunity to reuse some stuff. The problem with this is that I have one of these connectors in there, and with this connector, I don't understand how you could possibly get that to work unless you put your end on your, no, that's not going to work either. I can't make this happen because there's a plate down at the bottom of it. This is over the wall in between the crawl space and the white room. So there is there's a plate there. So we've got to cut the stupid thing out. So what I've done is I have cut a template to go around our new 2-gang box. So what we have to do is cut a hole that big in the wall, which doesn't really excite me, but it doesn't really matter what I want at this point. That's what I got to do. And this is just a normal mud ring on top of a 2-gang metal box. And we're going to learn a lot about mud rings when we start replacing switches, because that's what I have. So anyways, I'm going to mark this out, and then we're going to get the angle grinder out, and we're going to see if we can't cut this Carter's thing out. All right, I've got my target area kind of mapped out there, and we're going to get the angle grinder after it. And hopefully within just a couple of plunge cuts or two, we'll kind of know where this box is going to be at, and then we can proceed with cutting it out. I'm having to use a cell phone because my battery's about dead on the camcorder, and I am somewhat limited in the amount of power I have in this house because, well, I've ripped the guts out of it. So here we go. Oh, remember, wear your respirator, wear your eye protection. Probably some hearing protection wouldn't be bad either. You are responsible for your health and your safety. Nobody else is. I'm going to leave my respirator on here for a minute while I'm doing this. Now, I'm just going to start knocking this out with just a hammer and a chisel to get this and see how close we are to getting this box off. So you can see where the cutting wheel didn't get all the way down into that corner because I didn't go very far past the line right now. I'm being kind of timid, but you can see here is this mud ring. That's this part right here, and that is on top of this box here in the back. Now there's a screw here. There should be, yep, I feel it right there. There's another screw right back there. We're going to try to take those screws off, and it feels like, because I can't see it, it feels like there's a nail, 1, 2, it feels like there's just 2 nails, because there should be a joist, not a joist, there should be a stud like right here. So give me a second, I'll get the screwdriver out and then we'll see if we can't get this pried off. We might be able to get this box just pulled out of here, and this might be as much damage as we're gonna get done. All right, now it's just gonna be fun because I've gotten this mud ring off, and now it's like a big game of Tetris at this point. Just trying to figure out how. Oh, is that it? Tappy. Okay, that wasn't bad. Victory is mine. What did I tell you? 2-gang box. So, come on here. Don't be a stranger. Come down here. So now you can see this part, there, I guess this works if I put it in the picture. This part here, this threaded part, is what you would have seen from the inside of the box. What you can't see and you can't do anything about is this part, that clamp that's right down there. And that's on the outside of the box, which is why we had to cut the stupid thing out. So anyways, all right, I got my 3 wires. Yep, stud right there. It's not bad. The paint chips off of it, but that happens all the time. I mean, every single one of these. I'm telling you, I'm thinking the angle grinder is the way to go. Because I thought this was going to end up looking like, you know, a freaking crater on the moon. And that's not too bad. I can live with that. So, one more outlet to go. Well, we'll have to size this for the new workbox. It'll need some massaging because I always cut them small and then smooge them in there, because if you cut them too big they wallow around and it's no fun. So anyways, I got one more to go, and then that will be the end of the box prep part of rewiring the room. Then we get to rewire the room because, you know, this is fun.
If you enjoyed watching this episode of Mrs. Rattlecan's House, consider checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, and to get the latest updates on our progress, like us on Facebook. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.
Absolutely should have some wine.